a quick look at my new Canon EF 100mm f2.8 Macro USM lens. This is not the L lens. It's about half the price of the L lens, but it has a lot of great features and it's time tested, and I've never seen a bad review on this lens. If you're interested, I have a quick look at the lens I traded in for this one, my Tamron 90mm f2.8 macro. I only had it for about 3 weeks and decided to spend the extra $70 or so to get this lens, and it's the best $70 I'd spent in a long time. If you do watch that Tamron quick look, you will see, and I'll show you this, with the lens cap on, I'll let it seek for focus. It does have a focus limiting switch, I'll show you in a second. It is set for the full length. And if you know, here's a couple things to notice. Here it is, trying to seek for focus without being able to find it since the lens cap is on. See if you can hear it. Now you can see in the window there, it is focusing. It's nearly silent. Also, you notice the lens did not extend. If you watch my Tamron quick look, you'll notice that the lens extends about twice its normal size when it's focused into the closest focusing distance. So it's only trying to seek for a very small distance. Now, in contrast, if I make that full, then it has to seek the entire distance. Now, if you're out trying to take extreme close-ups, then it's the same idea. It's only going to go to there from about 1.5 feet to its closest focusing distance. Also, this lens, I do have a UV filter. I guess I could have taken this off, but the front element is right there, right in the front. So you will want some sort of a filter normally, unless you're doing delicate macro work, then take it off. But that is there. The Tamron's was about 2 inches deep inside the lens. The front element is about 2 inches inside the lens barrel there, as opposed to the Canon. So that was quite nice. So this lens, you're going to want to buy a lens hood most likely. You can find real ones for about 50-60 bucks, or generic ones from eBay for substantially less. So a couple of things about this lens, real quick. It just has 2 switches, the focus limiter and the autofocus, manual focus. The thing about this lens is even if it's in autofocus, you can always go ahead and use the focusing ring, which is very nice and very odd for most lenses these days that I've seen. Most of them, they say it will damage the motor, but this one is made for it. You can go ahead and use it even though it's on autofocus. So you can get the autofocus to somewhere where you think it's close, and then finish it off with the manual focus, or just use manual focus all the time. If you're going to do that, you might want to switch it to manual focus, but you don't need to. So let's take a close-up look at those switches real quick. Now, when I was looking at this lens, I could not find a decent picture or video of this switch. So here, what it will do is, it's a little different from some lenses. It will let you go from its closest focusing distance, which is about 1 foot or 0.31 meters, to infinity. But if you're taking portrait shots or landscapes or any other type that's more than about 1.5 feet away, then you might want to switch it down to 0.48 meters or about 1.5 feet to infinity, and then it won't have to seek for focus inside 1.5 feet, so it'll be quite a bit faster. So that's what that is, and then you just have your autofocus or manual focus switch there. And that's pretty much it. It is an EF lens, as you can see, the red dot there. So it will fit any full frame or crop sensor camera. The 100mm focal length on a crop sensor like the Canon T1i, I have it mounted on here, makes this 100mm macro act like more like a 135mm lens, just to let you know. It does have the ultrasonic motor. It is a USM lens. And again, with it very close up, I'll let you try to see if you can hear the focus. So go ahead and listen. So very, very quiet, nearly silent. And again, the lens does not extend. So there's a close-up look at it. And here it is, mounted to the Canon T1i or 500D. I do have my little tripod plate on here, just forget that. But you do see a little bit of silver around the edges. That's just how this lens is. It is mounted properly. And there's kind of a look at it. You kind of get an idea of the size. It's about the same size as the 55 to 250, or it's probably about 5.5 inches long, something like that. So it's not too bad. It's quite heavy compared with most of my lenses I have, but I only have the EFS 55 to 250 is my largest lens. So it's a little bit heavier than that one, but it's fairly good, well weighted. It goes well with the Canon T1i, or it'll go well with nearly any other EOS camera. So there's a quick look at it. I've gotten nothing but excellent results with it. I used the Tamron 90mm for about 3 weeks, and I have gotten more good pictures from this lens in 3 days than I did in 3 weeks with the Tamron. I don't know if it's just because I don't think it's better optics. I just think it has a better focusing system in it, and I don't know exactly what it is. The manual focus is far better. With the Tamron, I kind of had to focus past what I wanted, and then it would kind of snap back a little bit, I noticed. You know, I don't know if I assume that's inherent to all the Tamron 90mm, I don't know. But compared with that, I thought it was really good until I got my hands on this lens. But the manual focusing is just so smooth, and it stops where you stop it. And it's very easy to find focus with it. And I've noticed that I've gotten a lot of good macro shots using simply the autofocus. So it will autofocus really quite nice with close-up shots. Maybe not true one-to-one macro shots, but with a lot of very, very close-up shots, the autofocus works just fine. So there's a look at it. I don't want to make this too long, but I wanted to give you a good look at it. For those of you who are looking into getting one, I tried to find a really good look at it and couldn't. In a couple different spots I found some pictures, but not much else. So there it is, and you guys have a great day. Maybe I'll do an update and show you some pictures I got with it down the road a ways, and we'll talk to you soon.